Hello, 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 and welcome to Workouts for Older Men Live. I am 𝗵𝗲𝗍𝗽. So glad you are joining me. Hey, when you come on, say hello, hello, hello. That's our Workouts for Older Men live greeting. Say hello, 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 even when you're watching the replay version. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer any questions that you might have if you are watching the replay version. Most men do. Make sure you post your question down in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer it. And who knows, maybe that question will be the topic of the next Workouts for Older Men live broadcast. I want to spend this time connecting with you. Thank you so much for being on this page. Let me know if you are new. We've got a lot of new men. Hello, Kenny. Hello, hello, hello. Great to have you here, sir. All right. But let me know if you're new. Let me know where you're watching from, too. Hey, in this video, in addition to answering your questions, right, so I'm going to be talking about something that I know is a challenge for a lot of men. I want some follow-up questions about what I'm going to be talking about here, but also if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to spend this time on here answering your questions directly. All right. But in this video, I want to talk about nutrition. All right. I've been doing this for 35 years. Pretty much right when I started, I fell in love with it so much I started helping people, maybe not gym rats, but regular people who wanted to get fit. That went into me writing for the Muscle magazine. So on the internet, right when it first, you first started having computers in your home way back in 1993, I started answering questions and have the internet present since. So right, so all over the world, a lot of different levels of success. Yes, I know you're not new, Kenny. You're a diamond visitor, tells me there. So now I know you from a long time. Thank you for being here, Kenny, right? But I've been helping out, men, actually, whoever, wanting to get fit. And one of the biggest challenges is nutrition, all right? And I know there's so much information out there. Sometimes I think it's more of a mental challenge more than it is. It's just to do what you have to do. Because I can tell you, how simple this is. I'm not saying it's easy to follow through, but it's a lot less complex. It is a lot more simple than how we're making it out to be. And working with so many men every single day, I know that the challenges that a lot of men come through. So just posted a couple times this weekend how fitness is the #1 fitness challenge for most men. And a lot of men, a lot of you agree. But what is your biggest challenge? Maybe right now I can help you out and answer your questions directly. All right, I'm going to give you some of my experience helping out men, my challenges, right? And then how I work through those challenges, how I help other men work through those challenges. But I found out it's the one-on-one coaching. I tell you, when I'm talking to you on the phone, talking your language from your perspective, from your level of experience, if I'm a good coach, I'm picking up on your terminology, right? How you understand it, and I'm taking from where you are, and I'm guiding you, leading you to where you need to be, right? So really, it's a personal process as a good teacher. I mean, and you see, there's so many videos out there. You've watched so many videos. You read so many articles about nutrition, and still your challenge, right? So what I'm going to do, I have a link in the description of this video, and you can link. And there's a questionnaire, all right? For a questionnaire for older men, workouts for older men. Ask you some very simple question of where you are in this journey, what your challenges are. I'm going to ask you things like, how committed are you to solving this challenge? Or are you just slightly interested, right? But fill out that questionnaire. And although I love pumping out these videos, right, I know it's more helpful when I talk to you one-on-one. All right, so I'm going to reach out. You fill out the questionnaire. You fill it out thoroughly. Let me know that you're passionate about getting to that next level. I'll read it through your words when you take the time to submit that questionnaire, and I will reach out. And I'll either call you, text you, or email you. All right, maybe we'll get on a phone call, and you can see the power of one-on-one coaching. I want to help you through your challenges, right? I think the biggest mistake that most men make when they're overwhelmed when it comes to eating, all right, they assume a lot of things. They assume to master eating that you're going to know, you got to know exactly how many calories you are, exactly how many calories in food. You're going to have to know, will you do that every food that goes into your body. And you'll have to measure it out, weigh it out. Everything has to be precise. you would have a very limited amount of foods, and it's only strict bland food. All right. When people talk about, I need to improve my eating habits, that's the first thing. The most extreme, most time consuming, that's the approach. And they think they have to do that. And so they kind of quit from the start. They're overwhelmed from the start. All right. You do need to know how many calories that you're eating, but it's just a measure on where to go next. All right. Most men, if you're dedicated to the gym, you're structured in the gym, you're probably somewhat structured with your eating habits most of the time. All right, so when you know you're eating the way you should, you're probably eating the same foods, same portions most of the time. It's just at night, maybe when you're bored, or on the weekends when you're relaxing. That's when, the calories may get out of hand, or the choices of food that you eat, right? But for the most part, when you're a group, it's really not that difficult to count your calories, to know where you're at. I can look at a man and he's in great shape, right? Sends me this picture. He wants some advice, some guidance, right? And he can look pretty good, probably better than most older men, right? But I can't tell that if he earned that body, or he's settling for that body, whatever it is, he could be eating 900 calories a day. He could be eating 1,200 calories, 1,500 calories. Usually when I see a man who is frustrated, he feels he's putting the work, he's eating, he may not know everything about eating right, but he's putting in the effort. And he looks better than most, but it's stopped there. He can't lose the stubborn fat. Still feels he has about 10 or 15 pounds, maybe more, but that's the way he feels. And this is a stubborn fat is getting in the way. He hopes that through his weight training, if he did the right weight training routine, then somehow that would get rid of that stubborn fat. But it always comes back to diet, right? That taking that diet to the next level with knowledge, and then when you're certain about what you're doing, the follow through. Right, so a lot of times it just seems that most men are eating 1,200 to 1,500 calories to look that way, but they're not where they want to be, even though they're better than most. That's work, but it's not getting to the level that they want. That's not enough food, right? That's not enough food. It definitely would put you in a deficit. You're definitely watching what you eat. It's definitely portions of control, but that's not enough food. So if you don't know how many calories that you're eating, you might be making what you think are sensible choices, sensible foods, sensible portions. But if you don't have enough of that energy, that food, you're going to get a short-term gain. You're going to be in a deficit. You're going to lose some body fat, but you're going to stall. It's actually counterintuitive. You need to eat as much food as humanly possible while you're still gradually losing body fat. Now, I didn't say weight. If you're too dependent on weight, that's going to trip you up. You're never going to feel that you're doing it right. You want to switch your training routine hoping that'll do it. Or switch your diet or quit on your diet because you don't understand how it works with weight. It's body fat that you want to lose, and that's going to come off a lot more slowly. But when you eat a lot of food, you have more energy. Your moods are better, more strength in the gym. All right. Also, you'll sleep better, right, with the proper eating habits when you eat enough food and gradually lose that body fat. Well, what is that number? We got to know where you're starting from now to know if that number is too high or too low. So you need to know your calories, but it's not as complex. As far as eating healthy food, whatever that means to you, strict diet, and that's what they say, I can't stay on that strict diet. I can never have pizza or a burger every once. I could never do that. So you don't do anything. And again, you hope the training routine is going to get you to lose that body fat and make you look a lot better. It's not, right? There's a big difference between quality of food, whatever that means, clean food, and that makes you healthy, but it won't necessarily help you lose fat. There are no special foods that way, right? So a lot of emphasis, well, I eat healthy. Well, how many calories do you eat? Do you eat too much? Do you eat too little of that healthy food, right? Because you could eat too much even though it's healthy. You could eat too little. Or you don't even know what you're doing, so you're all over the place and you're not getting the results, right? I'll tell you, it is as simple as you can't eat too much. I think everybody knows that, but you can't eat too little, and I mentioned that. When you find that right amount for you, right? If you need help with that, right, I can tell you it's something you could start on, and if you did it for 6 months and you just took that blind leap of faith, you would understand this whole process, right? But it just doesn't work that way. Well, how would he know? My body's different. It's not as complex as you might think, but when you find that right amount of calories for you, for your goals, right, you're eating that a lot of food. At the beginning, it may seem like you're eating too much, but your body will catch up. What will seem like a lot of food at the beginning, the first 6 days, you'll be actually starving. Trust me, you'll be starving with that same amount of food if you were consistent with it, just say 2 months later. You'll be begging me for more food, right? But most people don't understand that. And so if they're stuffing themselves, they want to lose weight. It seems so wrong, so counterintuitive. They'll stop. They won't ever feel what it's like to have that metabolism kick in and process that food more efficiently, get hungry 2 months later, because they'll never get through the first 6 days because it feels so wrong. That's when coaching, someone can help guide you in the right direction. But you can't eat too much. You can't eat too little. When you find that right amount, you're consistent with it. Healthy food, dirty food, junk food, not quite as important as that you think. It is important for your long-term health, right? But that's a different matter than how to build muscle and lose body fat, right? The fourth factor there is going to be what you expect. Again, if you expect, hey, I'm doing all this work, I should be 10 pounds down. Or you might even think things like you hear, like a pound a week. It's been 4 weeks, I should be 4 pounds down. Who knows? You may be more than that. You may be less than that. You may be doing everything right. Right? So your expectations have a lot to do. You could be doing everything right, but you think you're doing it wrong. It isn't what you think is saying. It's not happening quickly enough. You're putting in too much effort for what you're getting, or so you think. Then you stop and you're on the right path. All right? So can't eat too much, can't eat too little. When you find that right amount, you're consistent with it. Even if 25% of it is junk food every single day, or however you do it, right? And then your expectations, what's going to happen in what period of time? What are the right indicators to assess my progress? Is it the mirror? Is it the way my clothes fit? Is it the scale? Is it all the above? Are they equally important determining factors if I'm on the right track? Hello, Mark. Great to have you here. So Daryl says, previous injuries, shoulders don't like push-ups or weights. Ankles don't appreciate jumping jacks. Well, I don't know what your goals are, right? But there's a lot of things you can do, even with those limitations, to be healthy and fit. All right. Hey, again, guys, look, I can talk about nutrition. I can take you in all different kinds of angles. And, you have a lot of fitness experts out there really kind of telling you how simple it is. It's discipline or whatever it is. And if they stop there, that would be great. But then they add in all the fancy smanchy stuff, the stuff that doesn't matter, that makes them seem smart, that may be scientifically correct, but is not making a big impact. So now they're talking about things that don't matter, that aren't quite so simple, and that's throwing you off. I understand that. So I'm going to stop there with nutrition, but I'm going to put this open invitation. If you are interested, I want you to fill out that questionnaire on that link below. I will reach out to you. Just tell me where you are. I might text you and say, hey, text me a picture, Kenny. Text me a picture, Daryl. Text me a picture, Mark. So I can read everything that you wrote. I can see a picture of you, where you are now, whatever you feel comfortable with. And then I can, when I do call you, I can really give you some good advice that's going to mean something to you. I'm going to speak your language. I'm going to talk about your situation. So you'll leave our call with the certainty that that's going to help you. And it's not just, Skip doesn't know my conditions. I've got different conditions, right? That's just a generic video, right? It's good information, but I already did that. Or whatever it is, you won't be able to do that because as a good coach and a good friend, I'll tell you specifically how my information is going to help you get to the next level. All right, so that's that invitation, fill out that questionnaire that's linked onto this video, or you can get the link in the description if you're watching on YouTube in a replay version. All right, so reach out, guys. I want to help you. I want to help you make this happen. All right, so let's take on the day with a sense of urgency. We have to when we're a little bit older. We've got more time behind us than we do in front of us. Have a great day.